A young adopted boy who was treated cruelly by his adoptive family leaves home in search of a better life. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment. We're all about folktales. In the busy, bubbling city of Lagos, Nigeria, there lived a couple named Ayomide and Folake. They were middle-class people, not too wealthy and not too poor either, but without children. For years, they prayed and sought divine intervention to bless their home with a child, but all to no avail. One fateful evening, Ayomide walked home from the market. He stumbled upon a baby boy abandoned in a basket at his gate. The baby was so beautiful, his cries piercing yet tender. Without hesitation, he picked him up and took him inside. On getting inside, he called his wife. "Folake! Folake!"
Then she replied, "I'm coming, dear."
When Folake saw the child, she whispered, "This is a sign from the heavens." And they named him John, which means God is gracious. Or you can say grace of God or grace by God. Some people will put it. So, when he entered the house, it was full of laughter. There was joy. There was happiness the moment John stepped into their home. Their home was peaceful. Ayomide's business boomed. John grew up, bringing light and laughter into their home. Although Ayomide and Folake never realized it, their fortunes flourished after John came into their lives. Their once struggling businesses prospered, and they became one of the wealthiest family in Lagos. Years later, Folake finally got pregnant. Their joy knew no bound. 9 months later, Folake gave birth to 3 bouncing, beautiful children. Triplets, you could say. The family rejoiced. Everybody was so happy. But the birth of those children marked a turning point for John. Where once he had been cherished, he now became an afterthought. The couple's affection shifted entirely to their biological children, leaving John in the shadows. Folake, who had once treated John with love, now burdened him with endless chores. "Why will you eat at the same table as my children? You bastard!" she snared one evening. Ayomide, who had once defended him, remained silent, playing with his children, lost in the euphoria of his newfound fatherhood. John endured the maltreatment with quiet dignity. He cared for the children as though they were his own siblings, despite their parents' disdain. He swept, he cooked, he cleaned, and worked tirelessly while the children played and laughed. Yet, he never complained. His kind heart glowing even in the face of cruelty. One stormy night, when John was about 19 years of age, he overheard Folake and Ayomide talking. They left the door wide open, thinking They've all gone to bed, not knowing that John hasn't slept. While they were talking, Folake said coldly, "That boy is no longer needed here. He is a burden. He's just a burden. Let him go. Let's send him away." Ayomide, her husband, hesitated and said, "We have taken this boy in right from when he was a baby. Where do you want him to go now?" Folake sneered, "I don't care. Anywhere he wants to go, he can go for all I care. All I know is that at least we've tried for him to the age of 19. Let him go and look for his family or stay somewhere else. Let him leave this house. It's a burden to us." Ayomide hesitated for a while, but eventually nodded and said, "Okay, tomorrow we will send him to work as a maid for a neighbor's family. He's old enough." Heartbroken, John silently packed his few belongings and left the house. But before leaving, he said, "May this house remain prosperous and happy." He whispered, "I forgive them." The next morning, he left without a word, carrying a small bundle of clothes. As he walked, the clouds parted and the sun broke through. A kind woman named Mama Nkechi, who had heard of John's plight, took him in. Mama Nkechi treated him with love and respect, giving him the education and care he deserved. Even though Mama Nkechi don't have much, she lived in a shattered hut, but notwithstanding, she took care of John as her son. Under her guidance, John blossomed, his innate wisdom and talent shining brightly. John woke up in the morning, he prayed, he read his book, he helped Mama Nkechi in the little things that he could, then went to school. Years later, John graduated as one of the best lawyers in the country with a first class. Mama Nkechi was happy. She was so happy. Meanwhile, back in Ayomide and Folake's home, things began to unravel. Their businesses, once thriving, started falling. Everything they laid their hands on fails. Their children fell ill often, and their happiness seems to dissipate. They sought answers from elders and spiritual leaders. They all told them the same thing: "You mistreated a divine blessing." Haunted by guilt, Ayomide and Folake sought John, but he was gone. They could only hear whispers of a young man who had grown into a beacon of hope for others. John, now living with Mama Nkechi, has started his own chambers, has his own school for underprivileged children, and was loved by many. One day, Ayomide and some women passed through the village. They saw John leading a group of children, his laughter bright and infectious. They approached him, tears streaming down their faces. "John, forgive us." Even Folake's mother pleaded, with Ayomide's mother too. "John, forgive my children. They don't know what they did." Folake and Ayomide said, "We don't know who you truly are." John looked at them, his eyes filled with the same kindness he had always shown. "I forgive you long ago," he said softly. but the past cannot be undone. I hope you've learned to value the blessings you have before they slipped away. With that, John walked away, leaving them to reflect on their mistakes. Ayomide and Folake returned to their home, forever burdened by the loss of the boy who had brought them fortune and love. John, however, lived a life of purpose and joy and wealth, his light spreading to all who crossed his path. The moral lesson for today's video is: value and appreciate blessings. Appreciate people for the little things they do. Show kindness, no matter who, and be ready to forgive. Understand that actions have consequences. Recognize that true worth is not always visible. Practice resilience and believe in self-worth. Remember that kindness transforms lives. Treat people well to avoid future regrets, because regret cannot undo the past. Thank you for watching today's video. If you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, and share, because in doing so, you're helping us to do more and helping this video spread. Thank you very much.